Mrs. Ruth Finiglia, 210 Leicester Way, Rochester, New York, 14623. Dear Mrs. Finiglia, we were very sorry to receive your letter of 23 February, which accompanied the I Can Speak you returned, much to our disappointment. We here at Kid Love believe that the I Can Speak is an innovative and essential educational tool that, used with proper parental guidance, offers a rare early development opportunity for babies and toddlers alike. And so I thought I would take some of my personal time, I'm on lunch, and try to address the questions you raise in your letter, which is here in front of me on my cluttered desk. First, may I be so bold as to suggest that some of your disappointment may stem from your own, perhaps unreasonable expectations? Because in your letter, what you indicated, when I read it, was that you think and or thought that somehow the product can read your baby's mind? Our product cannot read your baby's mind, Mrs. Finiglia. No one can read a baby's mind. At least not yet. Although we are probably working on it. What the I Can Speak can do, however, is recognize familiar oral patterns and respond to these patterns in a way that makes baby seem older. Say baby sees a peach. If you or Mr. Finiglia, I hope I do not presume, were to loudly say something like, "What a delicious peach!" the I Can Speak, hearing this through that hole, that little slotted hole near the neck, might respond by saying something like, "I like peach," or "I want peach." Or if you had chosen the ICS 2000, which you did not, you chose the ICS 1900, which is fine, perfectly good for most babies, the I Can Speak might even respond by saying something like, "Fruit, isn't that one of the major fruit groups?" Which would be pretty good for a 6-month-old, don't you think? Which my warranty response card shows as the age of your son, Derek Finiglia. But here I must reiterate, that would not in reality be Derek speaking. Derek would not in reality know that a peach is fruit, or that fruit is a major food group. The I Can Speak knows it, however, and from its position on Derek's face, gives the illusion that Derek knows it by giving the illusion that Derek is speaking out of its twin moving simulips. But that is it. That is all we claim. Furthermore, in your letter, Mrs. Finiglia, you state that the I Can Speak mask, your terminology, takes on a, quote, stressed-out look when talking that is not what a real baby's talking face appears like, but is more like some nervous middle-aged woman, end quote. Well, maybe that is so, but with all due respect, and I say this with affection, you try it. You try making a latex face look and talk and move like the real face of an actual live baby. Inside are over 5,000 separate circuits and 390 moving parts. And as far as looking like a middle-aged woman, we beg to differ. We do not feel that a middle-aged, stressed-out woman has 1. No hair on head, and 2. Chubby cheeks, and 3. Fine downy facial hair. The ICS 1900 unit is definitely the face of a baby, Mrs. Finiglia. We took over 2,500 photos of different babies and using a computer combined them to make this face on your unit and on everybody else's unit, the face we call Male Composite 37, or affectionately, Little Roger. But what you possibly seem to be unhappy about is the fact that Little Roger's face is not Derek's face. To be frank, Mrs. Finiglia, many of you, our customers, have found it disconcerting that their baby looks different with the I Can Speak on than with the I Can Speak off, which we find so surprising. Did you not, we often wonder, look at the cover of the box? The ICS 1900 is very plainly shown, situated on a sort of rack, looking face-wise like Little Roger, albeit Little Roger is a bit crumpled and has a forehead furrow of sorts, which is why we came up with the ICS 2100. With the ICS 2100, your baby looks just like your baby. And because we do not want anyone to be unhappy with us, we would like to make you the gift of a complimentary ICS 2100 upgrade. We would like to come to your house on Leicester Way and make a personalized plaster cast of Derek's real actual face. And soon, via FedEx, here will come Derek's face in a box, and when you slip that ICS 2100 over Derek's head, and Velcro the Velcro, he will look nearly exactly like himself. Plus, we have another free surprise, which is that while at your house, we will tape his actual voice and use it to make our phrases, the phrases Derek will subsequently say. So not only will he look like himself, he will sound like himself as he crawls around your home appearing to speak. Plus, we will throw in several personalizing options. Say you call Derek Lovemeister. I'm using this example from my own personal home, as my wife Ann and I call our son Billy Lovemeister because he's so sweet. With the ICS 2100, you might choose to have Derek say, or appear to say, upon crawling into a room, "Here comes the Lovemeister," or "Stop talking dirty, the Lovemeister has arrived." How we do this is laser beams coming out of the earlobes which sense the doorframe. From its position on the head of Derek, the I Can Speak knows it has just entered a room. And also, you will have over 100 discretionary phrases to more highly personalize Derek. You might choose to have Derek say, on his birthday, for example, "Mommy and Daddy, remember that time you conceived me in Aruba?" Although, probably you did not in fact conceive Derek in Aruba. That we do not know. Our research is not that extensive. Or say your dog comes up and gives Derek a lick. You might make Derek say, if your dog's name is Queenie, which our dog's name is Queenie, "Queenie, give it a rest." Which, you know what, makes you love him more. Because suddenly he is articulate. Suddenly he is not just sitting there going glub, glub, glub while examining a piece of his own feces on his own thumb, which is something we recently found our Billy doing. Sometimes we have felt that our childless friends think badly of us for having a kid who just goes glub, glub, glub in the corner while looking at his feces on his thumb. But now, when childless friends are over, what we have found, Ann and I, is that there is something great about having your kid say something witty and self-possessed years before he or she would actually, in reality, be able to say something witty or self-possessed. The bottom line is, it's just fun. When you and your childless friends are playing cards and your baby suddenly blurts out, in his very own probable future voice, "It is very possible that we still don't fully understand the import of all of Einstein's findings."